Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and you'll never guess who got pre-screening tickets to go see the new Halloween Kills movie. Me. I did. And I am here to tell you, without trying to spoil anything, that this movie is hands down better than the 2018 version. From the very first opening kind of credit thing, because you know how they do the scene before the title card, right? Did I mention I had a couple beers before I decided to do this? Don't worry about that. Worry about the fact that the beginning of this movie just grabbed a hold of me. It only let go of me a couple times. But let me reiterate. The opening of this movie, I didn't see it coming. I didn't think they would do what they had did, and what they did, I really, really enjoyed. Okay, I enjoyed most of this movie for the most part. Unlike the last one. I fell asleep in the last one. Now, a lot of you might think that's blasphemy, but then a lot of you might agree that, you know, the last one didn't really leave the same mark as the original left. And this movie didn't necessarily leave the same mark that the original left, but it definitely left a mark that was stronger than the 2018 Halloween. Now, as you know from the trailer, there are several characters from the original film that return in this film to, dish out some punishment to Michael Myers. Because, and here's the thing, I didn't really take into consideration how small of a community, how small of a town, how tight-knit Haddonfield, Illinois was. Even though it's not a real place, there are places like this all throughout America where, you know, everybody knows everybody, you know, everybody's friends, you know, they all go to the local bar and hang out and they participate in the, you know, annual talent show, stuff like that. Like, there's stuff like that in this movie that just, it resonated with me, you know, more or less is what I'm getting at. Now, like I said, the beginning of this movie, the opening scene, if you will, before the title card or before the opening credits, it just grabs you and it hooks you, and it's incredible. But then we get into the movie, and that's where some of my problems lie. Is that where some of my problems lie? I guess they lie in the dialogue more than anything. Because the thing about this movie is, and it's more than any other Halloween film in the franchise, as much as this might be better than a lot of those movies in the franchise, this movie was pretty much made for having drinking games. But I must warn you, if you're going to have a drinking game with this movie, be careful, because it might kill you. You could literally die of alcohol poisoning, because if you took a drink, anytime they say Michael, anytime they say Michael Myers, anytime they say evil dies tonight, or it dies tonight, something dies tonight, just anytime they do any of that, you gotta take a drink. And if you're still alive by the end of this movie, God bless you. Because just so much of the dialogue was just so gay. It was just so gay. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that was just super gay. And I'm not talking about the gay couple that they shoehorned in, which, you know, yeah, there's a gay couple, but a lot of you might have nostalgia for one of the actors that plays one of the gays. It's terrible. That's terrible. Call him. Anyway, shut up and listen, all right? It's fucking Stewart, all right? You know, from Mad TV. Mama, what does Stewart say? Don't worry about that, all right? Worry about the fact that, you know, even though there's some gay stuff in this movie, I'm not complaining about these guys because these guys were very likable. And I'm not even going to really talk about it other than the fact that they're likable and just don't worry about it. We're going to scratch all that from the record. Don't worry about that. That might be a spoiler. I don't know. But aside from that, like it's basically cringeworthy. Some of the dialogue is like straight up cringeworthy. It's like, okay, we get it. We get it. You're in a fucking movie. Okay? You don't have to overly dramatize your everyday speech to get across the point that you're in a movie, because some of the lines that Laurie gives are just terrible. Some of the lines that Allison give are terrible. A lot of the lines that a lot of people give are terrible. But then you have, you know, your token black characters, because you got to have token black characters. And we don't worry about the fact that Michael Myers killed several first responders, including firefighters, paramedics, and police officers. He also kills a couple of blacks and a couple of gays. And by that I mean like there was a gay couple and a black couple. And he killed them. Spoiler alert. But that's beside the point. You know, the movie has to be inclusive. In today's climate, you have to include all walks of life. I'm surprised there wasn't, you know what, I'm not even going to go there. Because, you know, they already tried to cancel Dave Chappelle for bringing a certain group of people up. But the fact that they included, you know, certain types of characters to, like, you know, make up for years of only killing white people. I'm sorry. All right. That's all beside the point. This movie lit a fire under my ass, as much as it was like not like, I don't know how to put this, because I didn't care for Halloween 2018. I cared for this movie. This movie, I want to say it had me on the edge of my seat, but there was not necessarily a dull moment. Even when the cringe-worthy dialogue was going on, it was still entertaining, and that's all I could ask for. The other really good thing about this movie is a lot of the characters that were in the last movie that I did not care for kind of redeemed themselves. And I thought that was great. Like, hold on. Whoa. I caught myself. I almost spoiled something, because there's, you know, stuff that happened in the last movie that something about happens in this movie, and then you're like, oh, okay. But don't worry about none of that. Worry about the fact that this movie exceeded my expectations. I went there expecting to hate it, and I was kind of like almost subconsciously wanting to hate it. A lot like this bald-headed fuck right here. His name's Brian Roby. Should I give you his phone number and you can fucking text him and let him know that he's a bald-headed fuck? You know, this may be a real phone number, it may not be, but you could call this number and just let this person know how you feel about Halloween Kills. I don't necessarily know if that's really his number or not, but if it is, you know, don't be too mean, don't harass him too much, just call, leave one voicemail, and then, you know, that'll be fine. And then while you're at it, if you've liked this video and this fancy atmospheric lighting that I've got going on here, let me know by clicking these buttons. And then if you want to see me talk about Halloween Kills a little bit more, since everybody else is going to be doing it, click all these buttons again, like I said, and then you can catch me in the next video, because I probably will go watch this again. We will talk all spoilers, and then there's a chance that I might go watch it again, or just watch it on Peacock, because apparently you can watch it on Peacock. And I can sit here and discuss it as I'm watching it while you're watching it. We can discuss it together live from New York. It's Saturday night. And then if you're feeling generous and you want to help this channel progress from just some guy in his living room chit-chatting it up, something about there's a Patreon link. I don't know. I gotta go. It's past my motherfucking bedtime. And I'm not even gonna be able to edit this. I'm not even gonna be able to edit it. We're just gonna have to splice it together. Everything's gonna come out. I'm not gonna have any overlays. I might say, hey, we're watching Halloween Kills. Just get the fuck out.